Hello and welcome. Today we are going to focus on coterminal angles. Here is the preview of the topics. First, we will be defining coterminal angles. Second, we'll be finding positive and negative coterminal angles. And third, we will be determining whether angles are coterminal. Angles alpha and beta are coterminal if and only if there's an integer k such that the measure of beta equals the measure of alpha plus k times 360 degrees. We will use a 30-degree angle as an example here. We let k equal to 1 in this case, and then we're going to compute the measure of beta. So the measure of beta equals, we're going to replace the measure of alpha with 30 degrees plus 1 times 360 degrees. We're going to evaluate this. Obviously, the sum is 390 degrees. This tells us that 390 degrees is coterminal with 30 degrees. Or we can say 30 degrees and 390 degrees are coterminal angles. Let's graph this coterminal angle using the drawing on the right. Since we choose k equals 1, we will be rotating the terminal side in blue in the counterclockwise direction. This direction is positive, and k equals 1 means we're going to rotate 1 full circle, so the amount of rotation is 1 times 360 degrees. Okay, let's rotate. Find anywhere on the terminal side. Let's start from here. Let's rotate counterclockwise direction and back to the terminal side. Let's label this angle beta, and let's compute the measure of beta. That will be the measure of beta. According to the drawing, it will be 30 degrees plus 360 degrees equals 390 degrees. Indeed, the result agrees with the definition. Let's move on to our second scenario. In this scenario, we're going to continue to rotate in the counterclockwise direction, but we're going to rotate 2 full circles. That's the direction. So we'll be rotating in the positive direction, 2 full circles. So that'll be 2 times 360 degrees. So the measure of beta equals the measure of alpha plus 2 times 360 degrees. Let's replace measure of alpha with 30 degrees plus 2 times 360 degrees. That means 750 degree angle is a coterminal angle with 30 degrees. Let's also use the drawing to figure out the measure of beta. So we're going to be rotating the terminal side 2 full circles in the counterclockwise direction. So let's start from anywhere. I'm going to just pick this spot. So let's rotate 1 full circle, continue another full circle, and back to the terminal side. Let's call this beta. So the measure of beta is equal to, we started from the terminal side of 30 degrees, so we need to add 30 degrees. And then we continue in the same direction, positive direction, another 2 full circles. So that would be 2 times 360 degrees. And the sum, obviously, is 750 degrees. And this result agrees with the result using the definition. Let's continue to our third scenario. This time, we're going to rotate in the opposite direction, in the negative direction. We're going to rotate in a clockwise direction. So that'll be negative. We're just going to rotate 1 full circle. So the amount of rotation will be 1 times 360 degrees. So let's use the definition first and then use the drawing. So by definition, the measure of beta equals the measure of alpha plus negative 1 times 360 degrees. Let's evaluate this. We're going to replace measure of alpha with 30 degrees and minus 360 degrees. The difference will be negative 330 degrees. So let's rotate the terminal side and see if we get the same result. Anywhere on the terminal side, I'm just going to pick the side over here. So let's rotate in the negative direction and back to the terminal side. So let's label this angle beta. So the measure of beta is equal to, well, the 30 degrees is in the positive direction. So we need to use a positive 30 degrees. But since we rotated in the clockwise direction, which is negative, we need to minus 360 degrees. And look at the result. Negative 330 degrees, the same as the result from using the definition.